What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Spoiling Movies Under the Green Hood Edition, Christmas Edition. We're going to talk all about them, as usual, and spoil them. And it's Friday after next. I have seen all three of those movies, and this one is the Christmas one. And as a personal tradition, I like to watch it. There's a ghetto-looking Santa Claus, skinny Santa Claus dude with like a 40 in a paper bag, and he's stumbling across the street. He breaks into Ice Cube's apartment. Him and Mike Epps are asleep. Ghetto Santa starts stealing their shit. It's super hilarious. I'm pretty sure Mike Epps was improvising at this moment. He's asleep, and he's like, all I want for Christmas is 2 fat bitches and a bag of chips to give to the fat bitches. All I want for Christmas is a bag of weed and 2 bags of chips to give to the fat bitches. All I want is a bad bitch with a name belt that's like glitter on it. All I want is 2 bags of weed and of cheeseburgers so Chico can lick on them. Craig is Ice Cube's character. Craig wakes up because he hears Santa dude like robbing. He's in the kitchen and he's like making a sandwich, and Cube catches him and he's like, what the fuck you doing in here making a big ass sandwich? And so they get in a big ass fight. Fucking Santa guy like grabs the tree and starts beating his ass with it. He gets away. He sneaks out the window and gets away. And then there's a very interesting animated sequence. Doom, 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 doom. And like a little criminal Santa guy running around. So after that sequence, they come back and they have called the cops. They're talking to the cops about like, he stole a bunch of stuff from us and he got our rent money also. And the cops are kind of being assholes, and they find a weed plant in the bedroom that they were growing, and they're like, we could put you away for a lot of time. And they're like, dude, we just got robbed, we're the victims. And like, that's not ours also. As soon as the cops leave, Miss Purley, the apartment manager, shows up at their door and is like, where's the fucking rent? You guys have been ducking and dodging and shit, and you're not gonna do it anymore. They get fucking hostile. They're like, you're not doing shit. You can't kick us out of here. And she's like, yeah, well, my son Damon just got out of prison, and he's gonna come fucking visit you bitches if you don't pay rent by tonight. But they run into Damon as they're walking out. Damon's got a fucking a dumbbell. He's doing fucking reps in the yard and shit with his shirt off. Fucking huge. Terry Crews is so fucking ripped. And he's like, oh, what's up? Bring it in, homies, whatever. And then just like crushes him, like grabs him by the head, and it's like, I heard you've been ducking and dodging my moms and shit. You better have that rent by tonight. So Craig is talking about how his uncle from the previous movie, Day Day's father, and his dad, which is this actor, I always forget his name, have gone into business together in a barbecue place. Tired of that barbecue place down the street where they give you more sauce than they give you meat? Well, bring your big ass down to Bro's Barbecue. So good, make you want to slap your mama, don't it, Willie? He's like, yeah, boy. And they have their actual, like, the actual mom, like the grandmother, and he fucking slaps the shit out of her. So they are security for the little strip mall that Bro's Barbecue is in. The guy that hired them is running the strip mall, owns a donut shop called Holy Moly Donut Shop, and his name is Moly. And Ice Cube's also doing narration, and he's like, don't ever eat there. Don't ever eat there. Because there's like flies flying around his whole donut shop and shit. And they're like, don't we get like guns or tasers or at least some flashlights so we can shine some damn body? Like, bro, you don't need all these gadgets. You have top flight security. And he gives them whistles. You just go toot toot on the whistle and the cops come running. While Molly's outside describing the job to them and what they're going to need to look out for out in the parking lot in the strip mall area, Craig sees his new love interest for this movie. This is Pimps and Hoes. It's run by this guy and his girl. She's a pretty girl, but the guy don't treat her right. And it's Cat Williams, and he plays the greatest fucking pimp character ever. Cat Williams, like, pulls up in his car. He's like, hold up, wait a minute, let me put some pimping in it. He's like, oh, hey, Donna, how are you? Doesn't matter, get the trunk. Mike Epps is hilarious, and I think he's improvising a lot of these lines. He's like, we're top flight. We ain't no rent-a-cop. There's police, there's rent-a-cop, and there's top flight security. We're top flight security, Craig. They need security in the world, Craig. Day Day, Mike Epps' character, is taking the job way too seriously and like looking for things. So he sees some women caroling outside the liquor store, and he walks up to them and he's like, boop, You bitches need to get up off this fucking corner. Y'all bitches using the Lord to sell pussy on this corner. I know you are. So they're like, what the fuck? They fucking get up in his face like, no, don't you fucking fuck with us. Craig walks over and fucking grabs Day Day. Like, man, you can't harass these old ass women. They're like, old ass women? What the fuck? Then immediately after that, Day Day sees some 3 women in a car pulling up into the parking lot. And he's like, whoop, you can't park that car here, not unless you give me your fucking phone number, or else you got to get the fuck out of here. And again, Craig stops him and is like, dude, you're acting like a fucking asshole. You guys go ahead, it's fine. Day-Day's like, I'm not playing today, everybody's a suspect. And he's acting like a fucking dick. Then Day-Day sees some little kids just fooling around, doing whatever, and he's like, whoop! He blows the whistle again, runs at the kids like, you kids get the fuck up out of here. Craig grabs him again like, what are you doing? What the fuck? And then takes him like out back behind the strip mall, and he's like, he sits him down behind a dumpster, and he's like, smoke this shit, man. He gives him a joint. And he's like, I'm not doing it, man. He's like, you better fucking smoke this and chill out, bitch. So they're sitting out back smoking the joint, and Uncle Elroy shows up and surprises him, and he has a bat, and he was ready to hit somebody. Then Uncle Elroy like is taking a hit with them and hanging out in the background. The Santa that had robbed their apartment surprises them, shows up, and just fucking like has a gun in a bag, and then like has them up against the wall, and he's like robbing them. He takes their shit and runs off. And Day-Day was blowing his whistle, and he runs up to the donut shop, and the cops are in there, and he's like, why aren't you helping? Didn't you hear me blow the fucking whistle? He's like, we just got robbed by Santa. And then they start laughing. Everybody in there starts laughing. Molly's in there, and well, the cops are laughing like, oh, you got robbed 2 times in one day? Craig is hitting on Donna, the Cat Williams pimp guy girlfriend. He's talking to her. She's like, oh, yeah, there's stuff in this store for, your girlfriend or whatever. And he's like, oh, I don't have a girlfriend right now. I usually get rid of them this time of year. That way you don't gotta buy them shit. She's like, for real? He's like, no, I'm just fucking with you. And he's hitting on her. And then Day-Day fucking walks in, interrupts, and he's like, starts hitting on her and shit. A guy and a girl show up to the Pimps and Hoes store. The woman is pretending to be pregnant, and she's in there shopping, looking for stuff. The guy's like, I need some help over here. So Donna like walks over to help that guy. And then he pretends to have a seizure on the ground so that he can draw attention away from the woman who's stealing shit. She's pretending she's pregnant, but she's really just stuffing like clothes up under her shit. But this time, security guard Craig and Day-Day actually see what's going on through the window, and they bust in and they grab the people, and they put them in their little security guard post, this little building thing, and wait for the cops to come and pick them up and shit. Cat Williams' character, Money Mike, walks out, and he's got like a straight razor shit. And he's walking out, and he's like, I'm gonna cut a bitch. And they're like, whoa, like, you don't need to do that. Don't razor somebody. Money Mike is talking to Donna, and she's like, I'm sorry, I didn't see them doing that. And he's like, don't be sorry, ho, be careful. You know what? I've tired of your presence. Dismissed. Craig and Day-Day are gonna have a Christmas party, and they invite Money Mike. Well, I don't know if I can make it. Let me check my Palm Pilot. Looks like I ain't doing shit. I was just gonna get drunk and watch The Grinch. And there's like little moments like that, like little lines that make me happy about this movie. The ladies that were caroling that Day-Day, ran off, they come back and they've got like a bunch of like gang member dudes. And they're like, those motherfuckers over there. So they start running. They run chasing after fucking Craig and Day-Day. And they hide in the pimp store. They're allowed to like hide them in the back. And like they come running into the store. They're like, no, you can't go back there. Can't go back there. But they find a way like up to the roof. And they see Molly coming out to like take out some trash and shit. And the gang members are like, where's those fucking security guards that you hired? He's like, I don't know what they are, buddy. And then they fucking like beat his ass while Craig and Day-Day are like watching from the roof. So Craig and Day-Day like throw their security outfits in the garbage and go just lay low for a little bit in Bro's barbecue. Molly walks in there while they're chilling. And he's like, where were you when I was getting my ass beaten? And like, we were here just taking our fucking lunch break. And he's like, well, you're fired. Just give me the fucking whistles. Turning the whistles, and they're like kicking him out. And they're like, fuck you. All the families there. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, what are we gonna do about this? They can't just do that to us. Craig's dad, Willie, decides that he's got a plan to get even with Molly for firing them. So he calls the health department. And the health department shows up and they see that, he's got flies all over his donut place. So they decide they're going to make their family Christmas party thing a rent party. If you're going to show up to the party, you need to chip in for the rent. Pinky from the previous movie shows up to their party and they're like, chip in, dude. And he's like, I got something better than money. And then he just brings in 3 fucking hoes. And he's like, oh, I like that one. He's like, no, that one's mine. Her name's Lollipop. I calls her Lollipop. Craig is talking to Damon at the party. I think they're using him as, like, security for the party. And Craig's like, just chill out, man. Like, why don't you go dance with one of these girls? He's like, I don't want none of these hoes. Money Mike walks in with Donna, and he's like, who's that over there? He's like, oh, that's Donna. He's like, no, I mean that dude that she's with. He's like, oh, that's Money Mike. He's a little leprechaun pimp or whatever. And he's like, well, he looks magically delicious. And Money Mike needs to use the restroom. Fucking Damon, Terry Crews just like follows him to the bathroom. Craig's dad, Willie, needs to take a poop. Since Money Mike is in there and Damon is in there, they're not opening up the bathroom door. So Craig's dad has to go down and use Miss Pearlie's, her place to use the bathroom. And she likes Craig's dad, Willie. So she lets him go and take a shit. Money Mike wakes up because he's been splashed in the face with water and he's like down on the bathroom floor. And fucking Damon is there. And he just starts fucking undressing. And he's like, oh yeah, it's fucking like, this is real. It's about to happen. Money Mike grabs some pliers that are on like the back of the toilet thing. And fucking stick them on his nuts. And then he's like, ah, I am a boy. You're not in prison anymore, Damon. But he's fucking just crunching his nuts and just like talking shit. While Craig's dad, Willie, he comes out of the bathroom after taking a shit in her place. Miss Pearlie is like, tries to fuck him. Craig's mom walks down into the place. And like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing to him? So she grabs fucking, and like, get out of here. So Money Mike is like dragging Damon outside with the pliers in hand. Because if he lets go, he's gonna get his ass beat. And he's like, Donna, get the car. Start the car, get ready. And he's like, Craig, you invited me to this party. You better hold these fucking pliers while I get in that car and get out of here. And he's like, I'm not holding those pliers. He's like, you better fucking hold those pliers. But when he lets go, Craig does not grab the pliers, and the car drives off because Donna's sick of his shit. So Money Mike is like running down the street trying to chase the car that Donna left in. Damon is chasing him. There's also a funny moment where you see the Santa, and he's like in his place, and he's got all his stolen shit, and he's opening up presents. But Craig and Day Day see the dude, and they bust in, they start beating his ass, and fucking Craig gets the tree and starts beating him with the tree just the same way that he did with him at the beginning. But Santa gets loose, and then there's a very interesting chase scene. They go through like different people's yards and shit. They make it into the gang house where the gang member dudes from the earlier are like the children of the caroler women that were there before. So they're running through their house. So they're getting chased by the gangster people as well. And they run through some guy's house, and he's got a fucking shotgun, so he starts chasing them, and now there's people fucking shooting shotguns at him. Pinky's stretch limo runs into the criminal Santa guy. It's like, let's get out of here, because he's still alive. And so they leave, and then Craig and Day find him, and they're like, you got knocked the fuck out! Which happens in every movie. It's a staple. Just like Craig's dad pooping is a staple in these movies. They put ghetto Santa, criminal Santa, like up there, fucking gagged and tied and shit with the reindeer and the sleigh and shit on top of somebody's house. And they're like, the cops will get him eventually. And they get all their shit back. The movie ends with Day Day kind of is fucking 2 of the hoes that Pinky brought, and then gets interrupted by his mom. Craig ends up convincing Donna to come back to the party, and they bang, I guess. And that's the movie. That's the whole thing. There's not a whole lot that happens in this. It's a pretty small, goofy movie. The Friday movies are known for being stoner heavy. They're, like, each one of them has a little bit where people are, like, smoking weed and shit. This one only has, like, a little bit of weed. Like, the cops are smoking a little bit, they smoke a little bit, and it's mentioned a little bit. But it's fun and has lots of little funny moments. Like, I've said, like, I still to this day say, hold up, wait a minute, let me put some pimping in it. Like, Mike Epps' Day Day is fucking great. The dad character, yeah, boy! It's really fun. and it's goof. I don't know, somehow it's found its place in my heart. The music is fine, the acting is fine. As far as stoner movies go, this isn't like high on the list, and as far as Christmas movies go, this isn't really high on the list. I'd say the standouts in this are Mike Epps, Terry Crews, and Cat Williams. Happy holiday season and Merry Christmas to you bitches. Peace out!